Hello everybody, I hope you're well. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. I hope everyone had a fantastic Christmas. I did. I didn't really have a great New Year. My New Year's party that I went to was a little bit of a disaster, but I had a great Christmas. I spent some really good time with my family and my friends, and it was just all around a nice festive holiday season. I hope yours was as well. Today I'm going to talk about the books that I got for Christmas. A lot of these I actually picked myself because I did get some books as gifts, but the majority of my kind of books that I have here, if I did this for books, I meant presents, I actually got gift cards for like Waterstones and stuff, so I picked them up myself, but I thought I would still show you because I haven't done a book haul in a while, so this should be fun. I don't have too many books here, it's not a huge selection. I actually have so much more credit on the gift cards. I think I have at least another £35, and then I have another gift card that I think can also be used at Waterstones if I choose it to be, so I have a lot of money. I could buy a lot of books over the next few months, so I thought for now I'll just show you what I have. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe. I have not been posting again, but you know, that just happens. I feel like we've all just accepted now that, especially on BookTube, people come, they have a good solid month or two, and they disappear for a little bit, and then they come back, and they have a good solid few months, and then they disappear again. And we've all just accepted that's how it is, you know. Everyone I'm subscribed to does the exact same thing as me, so I'm not even guilty with it anymore. But anyway, regardless of that, please still subscribe. I do post videos every now and then. And also, if you enjoy this video, please leave a like. And let me know in the comments any thoughts on any of these books I talk about, or any books that you recommend, maybe related to like these authors or anything like that. I would love to know it. So yeah, let's get started with the book haul. The first few I'm going to show you are a set, and they're actually related to these books right above my head here, and it is more of the Marvel Penguin classics. I was obsessed with these when they came out last year or 2 years ago, and they did up there, I probably should have just got these down, they done Spider-Man, Black Panther and Captain America, and they came out with 3 more in 2023, which I have here. So I got, my parents gave me one, my sister got me one, and Andrew got me one. So now I have the whole set. So now I have 6 altogether, which is exciting. This first one was X-Men, and basically, if you've not seen these before, they are just classic X-Men comics. Usually the first ones, and it's like some notable ones as well, from early on in the original run of Marvel Comics. And I just think these are like so beautiful. The art in them is great, and the colours are so vibrant. Like the way everything is printed, I just love how colourful and how sharp all the images are, and the text and everything is like just so sharp. Because I feel like a lot of times when I've read graphic novels or comics before, sometimes depending on like how they're printed, they just aren't very crisp. But Penguin went above and beyond. All of the text is like beautiful, and then they also give you like introductions to different comics, and at the start there's always like a big introduction that goes over all the key people involved and like how they came up with the characters and stuff like that. So I just think these are so fun. I love them. It makes you feel like you're being intellectual when really you're just reading comics, but there's nothing wrong with that at all. And I really hope they keep doing more of these. Even, I said this before a few different times in the videos, but even not just Marvel ones. I would love DC ones, I would love Smurfs, I would love Garfield, I would love all sorts of classic comic, Archie. Like, I just think keep them coming. It's such a fun, creative, different thing for Penguin Classics to be doing, and I just love them. So yeah, this is the X-Men one, and then we also have Fantastic Four. I love the cover of this one. I absolutely love just the colours here, the pink. You can see it for yourself, but I just think this one is the most stunning of all the covers. There's just something about this that is so eye-catching. I love it. And again, I'll just like flick through quickly. They all follow like the same standard format of, you know, introductions and then comics and stuff, but I just think these are so great, and I really enjoyed reading the first 3 up there. And I think once I finish these 3, I'll do a whole video just about all of them in general. But again, this cover is stunning. I prefer that one a little bit, but again, the colours on this one, and then once again, I'll just like flick through. You can see, I just think these are stunning and so fun to read. Another couple of books that I got for Christmas this year are from my Secret Santa that I do with my BookTube group chat, and we have all been friends now for so long. It's so nice, and we've done this for the last few years, and I don't know who got me these yet, so that's exciting. But yeah, I got 2 Penguin Modern Classics, which was so nice of them, whoever they are, and I got Nausea by Jean-Paul Sartre. And this is a fiction book, but it is one of those books where, even though it's a fictional narrative, it is using the themes of the story in a very explicit way to talk about philosophy. So this is all about existentialism, and it is about a troubled young writer and basically his struggle with the realization that he is an entirely free agent in a world devoid of meaning, in which he must find his own purpose and then take total responsibility for his choices. This could go either way. It could be amazing, life-changing, groundbreaking, or it could be a slog. You just never know with books like this, but it isn't too long, so I think this one will be really good. I've had this on my wish list forever, so I'm looking forward to this. This should be really good. And the other one is Naked Lunch by William S. Burroughs. I have read Junkie by William S. Burroughs. I didn't love it, but this is his most famous book. This is actually also a very famous movie, so I really want to watch the film after I read the book. But basically, this says that it follows Bill Lee through Interzone, a surreal wasteland of drugs, depravity, political plots, paranoia, sadistic medical experiments, and endless gnawing addiction. One of the most shocking novels ever written, Naked Lunch is a cultural landmark. This, again, could go one of two ways for me, because I have actually really struggled recently with Penguin Modern Classics that are from writers from the US, because I feel like they all kind of follow the same theme of trying to be provocative, trying to be gross, trying to be disgusting, and it doesn't always hit. I feel like they're trying too hard a lot of the time. Junkie bored me a little bit because it was like Burroughs was basically saying like, look how crazy I am, like I know all this about drugs, I have done all these drugs, blah blah blah. Aren't my stories about drugs so interesting? So I'm hoping this is, I don't know, a little more entertaining or more up my street, because Junkie was entertaining. I just found it a bit of a slog eventually. So these two books, oh, wrong way around. I'm excited for them. I've had them on my wish list for years. I'm looking forward to reading them, but I'm a little bit nervous about them as well. That was actually all of the books that I physically got as books. The rest are all gift card purchases by myself, so let's get started on them. First we have Daphne du Maurier, my favourite author perhaps ever, and this is Rule Britannia, which I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's her final novel before she passed. So this was the very last book she ever wrote, and this is an interesting premise because a little bit of it seems to have came true. So it is about the UK leaving what is called in this the European Common Market, and obviously in real life the UK left the EU. So I think that's an interesting little parallel there. However, this is not really anything to do with real life. It says that because they do this, they then ally with the United States, and it says theoretically it's to be an equal partnership, but it soon begins to look like a takeover bid. That sounds very political and very dry potentially. However, the start of the back mentions, you know, Emma, her grandmother, they live in an apocalyptic world now. There's no telephone, there's no radio, and an American warship sits on the harbour. I think it's actually going to be a much more personal story about Emma and her grandmother than you would initially believe. But either way, I'm excited to read this. It's quite different from her other books I love, like Rebecca and Julius and every book basically. I love all her books. But yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. I love Daphne du Maurier. And I do hope really to own and read all of her books eventually. This one is an interesting one. I got this off of eBay for a couple pounds, so I probably should have left this to last because it's not even part of my book gift card haul. Anyway, this is the next one I picked up. This is Josephine T, The Singing Sands, and this is a detective novel. It was written in 1952, or published in 1952, and it is about an inspector who has to go up to the Outer Hebrides to investigate the bizarre circumstances surrounding a death. And I got this because I'm doing another little uni course at university, just a part-time one, just one day a week. I'd done one last year and I loved it, so I decided to do one again. And this course is on detective novels, so this is one of the books for that. And hopefully it's good. I was a little bit iffy about choosing this course. I really wanted to do it just because I thought it would push me out my comfort zone a little bit. But that's exactly also why I'm like a bit nervous about it, because I don't typically really read detective novels that often, and I've not really read many classic ones at all, if any. But regardless, let's hope this is good. Pray for me, because if not, I'm gonna have to spend 2 weeks studying it. Okay, next, actually, these three were all from Waterstones, but they were also on the sale, so I got the next 3 books for £5 each, and they're all one of them isn't random if you know me, but 2 of them are a little bit random, so I'll go for the more obvious one first. This is Judy Obscure by Thomas Hardy. This is one of those classics that when I was deep in my classics phase, you know, 2019, 2020, even 2021, you're probably surprised that I didn't read this if you were with me back then, because I was obsessed with, you know, the Brontes, and I mean, look at all the Penguin classics up there. Like, this is the type of book that you would think I should have read, but in reality, I actually don't really know much about it. The very basic premise on the back is Jude Foley's hopes of a university education are lost when he is trapped into marrying the earthy Arabella, who later abandons him. He moves to a town, blah, 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 blah. He gets work as a stonemason, and he falls in love with his cousin. Typical from classics. That's funny. And basically, they're shunned by society. Oh, that's fun. I don't even know what this is about. I just saw it for £5 and I thought, you know what? I haven't bought a Penguin Classic in a while. I haven't read a Penguin Classic in a while. And this is one that I really should have read by now. I did read one Thomas Hardy book. Don't ask me what. Cannot remember. I did enjoy it. But this is one that I really should have read about 3 years ago at least. So that's why I picked it up. And it was only £5. Clearance, £5. So that was fun. The next two are so random. Okay. This one I definitely will read, and it is The Motorcycle Diaries by Che Guevara, and he is obviously a revolutionary from South America, a very political figure. He's one that in like 2011, 2010, everyone was obsessed with like the tops that had his image on it. Him there, right there he is. And this is his memoir about him when he was in his early 20s and he travelled around South America and he saw all the injustices that were going on and just all the social issues, and it encouraged him to become such a strong political figure. So I think that sounds really interesting, and it's quite short, so I love a short book. I have to point out though, look at this sticker mark. Like, I managed to get the sticker off dead easy, but like that, it's not even like really sticky. That is just the mark that's been left by the sticker. So Waterstones, please, please, please actually die in hell, because you'd think Waterstones of all places would know better. But anyway, this was £5 as well. So I thought, you know what? Why not? This last one, this is so random. I don't even know why I picked this up, other than the fact it was £5 and it's a Penguin Modern Classic. And I'm just addicted to these spines. Like, they're just beautiful. I have an issue. Anyway, this is Discipline and Punish, The Birth of the Prison by Michael Fusalt. I did not look that up before I picked it up. I'm sorry. Before I started this video. And basically it is like a history of prisons, a history of executions, torture, the penal system in Western society, and it is all about, it's basically just a big essay, I think, about the development of prisons, police organisations, and legal hierarchies which merely change the focus of domination from our bodies to our souls. That sounds quite interesting actually. It says, even schools, factories, barracks, and hospitals in which an individual's time are controlled hour by hour are part of our disciplinary society. You know what? As I'm reading that actually sounds quite good. Believe it or not, I didn't even read the back when I picked this up. I just saw it was £5 and I bought it. What does that say about me? I don't know. It says that I'm obviously a book collector rather than a book reader, but actually that sounds quite interesting. And there he is there, little Michael. Hopefully this is good actually. I did flick through it, I will say, I never actually read the back, but I did flick through it to see what the language was like, and I was like, okay, the language is quite simple, and it has some pictures in it, which is quite interesting for a Penguin Modern Classic. They're just not really, don't normally see pictures in these. So yeah, I just picked it up because it was £5, I'm not gonna lie. That is the main reason I picked it up, and I just love adding to the shelf. So finally, final one. This isn't even a book, this is a magazine, but it looks like a book. It is this polyester magazine. Trisha Paytas was on the front, so I bought it purely for that reason. And it says Trisha Paytas invented the internet, and it is more of like a book than a magazine. Like, look, side by side, you would just think that's a book. But yeah, I haven't actually read it yet, even though I got it a couple of weeks ago. Which probably, it's just like a lot of pictures and little interviews with people. Not gonna lie, I didn't know a single person. I did flick through it, but I've not read it. I didn't recognise any names other than Trisha Paytas, but you know what? It might still be interesting. It's got nice pictures and stuff in it as well. And then it has a big interview with Trisha, who obviously I love. There she is. So I just picked this up because I do love a magazine. I love collecting magazines with Lana Del Rey on the front, and I love collecting magazines with Lindsay Lohan. And you know what, when I saw Trisha was going to be in a magazine, I had to get it. So that is my book / magazine haul. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any thoughts on any of these books, let me know down below in the comments. Here's my stack. It's not too big a stack, but you know, it's a respectable size. I'm very excited for the Marvel Penguin ones. Excited for Daphne du Maurier. I'm hoping this one is good for my uni course. These three, I bought them on a whim. But you know what? They also quite interesting in their own ways. They're all so different. Like, actually, can you imagine a more different stack of books in your life? We have a history of prisons, a memoir, a classic, a detective novel, a modern classic political novel, and then 3 basically comic collections, and a Trisha Paytas magazine. Where else on YouTube? What other booktube channel are you going to get that sort of variety? I'll tell you where. Nowhere. Just here. So hit subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like. Again, let me know your thoughts. I've said it like 16 times now, but I mean it. Let me know your thoughts. Please comment. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.